In this video we're going to focus on Zap Dragon with an Electro Dragon in the clan castle. Now this attack is very easy to execute as long as your planning is on point, and I'm going to show you how to make a good plan in this video. So you have three simple phases to this attack. First phase is you're going to be using your spells, heroes, and your Electro Dragon to clear as deep a funnel as possible while also taking out as many air defenses as you can. Second phase is you're going to deploy your dragons in such a way that they will attack the rest of the air targeting defenses as quickly as possible, and then of course sometimes you may be using back-end loons and cleanup. Now there are three flaws that you want to look for when you're scouting a base. If you see any of these three, then you will be able to take out the base with a properly planned attack. The first one is the most common. If you can find two air defenses within one earthquake, then you can take out those two air defenses with 7 spells. 2, if you can get an air defense with your heroes, preferably just your queen, so that you can use your king elsewhere for funneling, then this will be easy. And then the third one is the least common. If you can hit 2 air defenses with 1 lightning, then that is an absolute death sentence for the base. And if you see any 2 of these flaws on the same base, you definitely want to be using this strategy. Now real quick, we are going to be focusing on the Electro Dragon in the clan castle. We bring the Electro Dragon because he alone can take out a nice big chunk of the base, leaving a nice narrow path for our dragons. Now we are going to be bringing a max level 9 lightning spell. This is because that and 2 level 6 lightning spells is enough to take out an air defense. Now you may get creative and bring a freeze or a haste. Those two can be very useful as well. Now you are going to be bringing 9 to 10 dragons. This is a very dragon heavy attack. You may be bringing some cleanup there. You may bring a baby dragon for funneling purposes, or if there are just dead spaces where there's nothing that can hit air targeting troops, you're going to bring anywhere from 2 to 8 lightning spells depending on the nature of the flaws that I mentioned earlier. If you do have rage, if you do have space for an extra 2 spell space, then I would definitely bring a rage as well. That can be very useful for your dragons. And after that, you can get creative. You can bring skeletons just for cleanup. You can bring some freezes. You can bring a haste. If you have back-end loons, get creative. And the hound, if you have an air defense left up before you drop your dragons, it's often a good idea to bring a hound for that as well. Time to get into this first scout here, okay? Now in this replay we are going to be fighting a sweeper, but as long as you can get the good value and narrow the path enough, which we are going to do, it shouldn't be a problem, okay? Now first thing we want to look for is good Electro Dragon. As you can see, all the air defenses are down here, and we got this high hit point building right here, so we're going to start our Electro Dragon all the way up here just in case there's a troll Tesla, and we're going to let him work down here, and he's going to clear a whole bunch of value down here, okay? Now we're going to use our heroes alongside our dragons. We're not going to drop them before them. We're going to use them to take these buildings and walk this side to keep our dragons inside the base. Now we're going to use, as you can see, our queen walks this path, right? She comes close to this air defense and this air defense. Now 4 level 6 lightning spells is not enough to kill a queen that is level 29 or 28. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop 3 lightnings right here when she walks through here, and then when she makes her way to the other side, I'm going to drop 3 more right here and kill her, okay? And along that, I'm also going to take these 2 archer towers along with these 2 air defenses, and whenever you decide which air defense you take, you always want to take the back end one, unless you are using back end loons, that nice TH9 technique that some of you may know. But we're not going to do that here. We're going to take this cannon, this archer tower, and this air defense as well. So these 3 air defenses are going to be down, and I'm going to charge this air defense right here while our E-Dragon takes out all that. So let's go ahead and play this, and I do want to point out a pretty bad mistake that I make in this. Remember, these replays, I'm not just trying to show off here. I want to show you that I want to show you some of the mistakes. Now, as you can see, it's kind of close, right? The raid just started. I just dropped my first spell, and I only had about 15 seconds of extra time. That could have been 45 seconds instead, and I'll show you what mistake I made and how it's so easy to avoid. So here, I'm trying not to waste time. I have my Electro Dragon up here with a loon, just in case there's a Seeking Air Mine, while I'm doing these lightning spells. I'm not starting with the spells and wasting time. If I did that, I would have failed this attack, okay? So, and then boom, there's all my spells. Now I took out all this dead space now, and my goal is to keep my dragons going to the inside, and I'm going to succeed in that. Now the loon went in and lured the CC troops, which is fine in this case, just because it's some wizards, which the Electro Dragon can deal with. The Electro Dragon can deal with most CCs on his own, especially if it's the Vok Wizard Witch variation. Now here I start my heroes, and then you're going to see me. Now here, let's pause right here. Watch where I put my dragon. I could have easily put my dragon out here just to make sure, all the way in the corner, just to make sure there wasn't a Troll Tesla. But guess what? In this case, there is a Troll Tesla, and it's going to cost me a solid 20 to 30 seconds, okay? So when you guys are doing your raids, do not, under any circumstances, fail to check for Teslas whenever you can, okay? Now I'm going to get this raid done with a solid 15 seconds, but it could have been an extra 20 seconds. Now again, there's one air defense left, so I do use the Lava Hound to tank that air defense, which saves a dragon or two here. And that hound gets a lot of value because it's under a whole lot of fire. And here I have my Archer Queen helping keep them inside, and there is nowhere else to go for those dragons except for into the middle here. And they're fighting the sweeper, but it's all these dragons against these few defenses, and there's no question that they get through here, while the Archer Queen has very little to deal with down there as well. Now I only brought a couple loons here, but that was mainly to send in the beginning just to look for Seeking Air Mines. And now look back here, there's that Troll Tesla, and it cost me, well, we'll see how much it cost me. I'll pause it again to see where we take out the last building, the second to last building, but let's see, let's slow it down. Boom, I would have had an extra 20 seconds, but because I'm an idiot, I didn't do that thing where I dropped that dragon in the corner just in case. But in the end, I do end up getting this. Just want to make sure you know of the mistakes I'm making, as well as what I'm doing well here in the fundamentals. The Lupin absolutely demolishes this base, okay? So you're scouting this base, you're looking for zap value, and what he does, first of all, we have air sweepers next to the archer towers. Now remember, you want to take whatever value is nearby these air defenses as you can, okay? And he's only going to zap out 2 of these, and then he's going to use his heroes to take out this one, right? It's very exposed, and TH9 should not be leaving their air defenses out like this anymore to pull those hounds aside. That does not help against these dragons, okay? So he's going to use his 7 zap trick, because you can hit these 2 air defenses with 1 earthquake, and he's going to do that to take these out. He's also going to take these as well, because it's close to that. And he takes out this cannon just because it's close, he might as well. And he's going to use his Electro Dragon over here. Now, after this air defense is down, look at how much value the Electro Dragon can get. He's going to get all this. He's going to pretty much run riot on the right side of this base. And what's that's going to do is it's going to send his dragons all this way. Okay, so the only air defense left is going to be this one. And watch what he does to do it. He's going to use the back end loons, which is why he has that haste right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and speed this up a little bit. First thing he's going to do, Lupin's a little newer to this attack, so he usually starts off with the lightnings, though he should have his Electro Dragon right here while he's doing all this. Now, keep in mind, he still absolutely demolishes this base, and he does it with over a minute left. But there's your 7 spells to take that out, but meanwhile, his Electro Dragon could have been working in. No worries, he gets that going, and all he has to do is cut off some of these buildings, and all his dragons are going to go this way, which is what's going to happen here. He uses a dragon over here, which is appropriate, just to cut off that funnel. We'll speed it up a little bit. As you can see on the other side, we've got heroes working here, and they can easily take that out along with that back end archer tower. The more back end troops you can take out, the better, and he's going to easily take out all of this stuff over here as well. As you can see, these are being completely uncontested. Now the problem here, watch what happened here. He sends his loons a little bit early, okay? The problem here is he didn't take into account the CC is over there, but given it's a couple wizards, a witch, and a baby dragon, it doesn't really matter too much. Keep in mind, these baby dragon, witch, wizard CCs are not very effective against dragons, and more importantly, they don't take out loons very fast. So even when they come out, loons still have a little time to work before they go down, which is what happens here. And that goes down. Even against that sweeper, that max haste just drives it right in. And as you can see, the Electro Dragon has barely lost any health. And this base is completely overcooked. Pun intended. And watch this. He didn't even have to use his rage. Very, very nicely done by Lupin here. So the last image I'm going to leave you is the flaws you want to look for. Remember, if you see any one of these, you can take it out with your dragons. If you see any two of these, then that base is as good as gone. If this was helpful, then please leave a like and subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more in-depth guides like this.